Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. This is episode 2 of the Evening with the Pig podcast. I'm last week. If you didn't catch it, we caught up with LSBU alumni and general chill guy and aspiring commentator Alex Swan. And this time, instead of talking directly with someone who's the casting end, despite them doing casting in the past, we're going to be focusing on someone who is very prolific in the organisation aspect of the esports scene in UK varsity. You might know him from his adminning of NSC tournaments. You might know him from his many different escapades in Smash organisation, or you might even know him from his work in the UFG, or the University Fighting Games Tournament. I am, of course, talking about the Alpha Kenny version 2. How are you doing, man?
Hello.
You doing okay?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, man. Anytime. It's kind of a pleasure. But yeah, we're just sort of just jumping straight in. So, just quickly, if for all of our people, you know, either viewing the chat or viewing the live stream at the moment, and any people who are watching the VOD later on, just sort of explain how you really got into the UK varsity scene. Like, I know that you're alumni of Hull University, and I was wondering how that really started for you.
So I got into esports before uni, actually. It was the horrible CS:GO gambling period when I was like, CS:GO Lounge was like live and amazing, and you could bet skins every day. And then eventually that actually got me interested in esports, and I just kind of fell in love. And my first thing I ever did in esports was I applied to be a CS:GO admin at Gfinity.
Oh wow!
Back in the day. So I was Gfinity CS:GO online admin, and then I stopped that for uni. And then at uni, I was where I kind of like fell in love with Smash. And the like in my second year, I became the esports rep, and then I went on to do. Well, I mainly did the esports rep thing. Then I wanted fighting games in uni esports, but no one would do it. So I was like, okay, yes, I'll do it myself. Thanos glove moment, I guess. And yeah, then I applied to be an NSC admin, and we're kind of here.
Wow, damn. So yeah, that's sort of like that was sort of like the brief sort of footnotes of your sort of progress as a as an NSC admin and everything. Let's sort of break that down bit by bit, and you can tell me of sort of like your struggles and sort of the stuff that you learned, you know, throughout sort of your time. So as you probably touched on, you started with CS:GO, and that piqued my interest because that was something which I started with, though I was never really good at CS:GO. I was more someone who just cheered on the teams in the sideline because I feel like I was just in it for the sport, really. But yeah, I'm always some guy who pretends to know a lot when playing, but then gets into the game and completely shuts out. But yeah, so what was it like? So you admined like at a very early age. Like how was that? Like working for a company like Gfinity and you know, trying to learn during that learning process of being an admin and having such a powerful role at the time, considering, you know, you barely even entered university. You were like, what, 17? You weren't even an adult during that point.
Yeah, I think I was 16 or 17. I remember specifically like how young I was because of I wasn't allowed to go to the offline. Well, I wasn't allowed to work at the offline lands that they had. They were like, no, no, you can't. I don't think I was allowed to go to them either, but they kind of snuck me in because I believe like there was alcohol on premises, so they were a bit cautious. But they managed to sneak me in the back. But let's not talk about that. Yeah, no, it was wild because well, I didn't have too much power. There was still like admins above me. Like we had a team. It was mainly just to support at the start, and then as we did. I was there for about a year. I slowly got more and more like active within the role, but that was really great. That literally started from I saw they had a Reddit post saying, "Hey, if anyone wants to be an admin, apply here." And then I applied, and I actually got it. I applied thinking, "Oh, this would be cool." Like, I love the CS:GO esports scene so much. Might be a fun chapter of my life if I get into it.
Yeah, like especially at that age, it must have been like very like surreal to like in any sort of professional aspect, like jump in like into like that sort of scene at in such an early age, before you even worked in like, you know, an official capacity, and actually get some like professional experience working with that. It's crazy that it was only from a Reddit post. Like,
yeah, like, well, they posted in multiple places just to get like as much awareness as possible out. But I literally just noticed it on Reddit, and it was great. It was like the first moment that it hit me that like I was actually doing something really cool was when I was at the offline LAN, and they were like, oh yeah, hey, you can go hang out. We're hanging out in like the player lounge, the other admins were, and then I walk in, and the first thing I see is there's a TV on the wall, Monster Fridge, and right in front of a TV on a beanbag chair, just lying down, was Pasha Biceps. I was like, what?
Hey, have a monster, my friend. You have a monster, my friend.
I was like, play it cool. Let's not say anything. They were like, you can go into player lounge, but just don't bother the players. You know, they're there to relax and chill. So I was just like kind of silently like sheepishly, I guess you could say, like sliding my way over to the. I mean, sofa.
You're like I said,
that was mental.
That was 17 years old, and you're already like. I freaked out when like I went to a LAN tournament like before the end times. I think it was ECS season 7 before they turned into fucking Flashpoint, and it was so exciting just to see like just to have like any sort of like interaction with like any of the pro stars. Like I think I interacted with the Astralis guys like just for a little bit when they won, because we were like right at the front. But just to see that in like such like a casual sort of environment, and just
it was wild. It was like someone you've like looked up to. You've like watched all of their games because, you know, VP were great, and you know, I love Pasha Bicep. And then he's just like chilling on a beanbag. It just kind of hit me like, damn, they're just normal people. I know it's cliche. You always say that, but that was a very weird moment for me.
God, that would have been a weird moment for anyone, just seeing like at the time like one of the biggest CS:GO stars just chilling out on the beam bear. Like I've just been in awe of the biceps, honestly. But so considering like that early start, and of course you quit to go on to university, so what would you say that when you entered university and sort of got involved within the whole esports scene, how would you say that your experience, you know, your professional experience working there sort of morphed your, you know, the way you viewed your course, really? Because I assume at this time you sort of had a rough idea of where you'd really go, you know, in terms of a career path. You know, you might have been, I didn't do this much research because I didn't want to get too weird within the LinkedIn or something like that, but you know, during your course, did you sort of have sort of like a side idea of like going through esports afterwards, or did you actually go into university expecting to go into that industry, and was that part of your decision of your course?
No, so my plan at the start of uni was literally I'm gonna get a computer science degree to get, you know, a normal 9-to-5 job I don't care about, and then I'm gonna do esports stuff on the side, because this is, you know, at this point I'm enjoying it. It's fun running events, it's fun meeting people, doing that kind of thing. And yeah, I wasn't really planning. Well, how can you really plan that? No. You don't know what uni is like in the esports scene until you're there and you experience it for the first time. Like at Hull, they had like weekly LAN parties, which they call Fragfest, which were great, where everyone just came in and used the uni computers in like the gaming lab or whatever. Well, I think more a lab for games development, and everyone just kind of did that every week, and it was great. But
man,
I didn't really focus on it specifically.
Yeah, I think I can actually relate to that, because like, you know, I went to Southbank because I just felt like at the time I was the only people that could take me in to do a computer science degree. But yeah, I kind of relate a lot to that sort of aspect of like going in to do one thing and then coming out and doing another. But yeah, it's sort of just that sort of weird transition period of sort of understanding what you want to be in life, like after the fact that you've made that big decision. And yeah, so considering, you know, you went through university, you know, as a computer science student, and you sort of picked up, what was your experience like, you know, meeting up with the esports guys and sort of changing into that sort of admin role and that esports representative of a university?
Well, I've actually got a mini funny story about how I met Daddy Hench.
Oh, Daddy Hench.
Everyone loves. So, a friend of mine that I met through Gfinity, who was going to be an offline admin, he does loads of stuff in Insomnia. And he tweeted out saying, "Oh, hey, can we get some? Is anyone able to come help Insomnia this weekend on production for like CS:GO and League of Legends?" And I was like, "Yeah, I could help. I live like quite close from the Midlands area, and Insomnia is in Birmingham." So I was like, "That's great." I went there. I had like literally no clue who anyone was except from it was John Kelly. He's a great guy, and yeah, he basically did all the Insomnia stuff. But only knew him, and then I walk in and say hello and everything, and then they're kind of like, "Okay, here's the production area. This is where you're gonna be." And I'm like, "Awesome, cool." Go into the little production area, and there's like 2 or 3 people, and they're just talking about uni CS:GO or uni League of Legends, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Let me just interject real quick. Let me slide in." And,
you just go like, "Hang on, here's the pro." Like,
well, this was my second year at Hull, and it was when I was esports rep, and like one of the Hull League of Legends teams had just done amazingly in spring, I think, and they came like 3rd, and I was like, "Hey, but yo, did you know Hull? They're great, the Hull team." And yeah, I had a like long conversation, and then the next day, Hench noticed my hoodie had Alpha Kenny V2 on the back, and he was like, "Oh, you're Alpha Kenny."
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah, hi." And he's like, "I'm Hench." I'm like, "Oh, Hench, nice to meet you." so we kind of met without knowing.
Oh,
like
that's adorable. That's adorable.
Very wholesome.
Yeah, that's wholesome. That's actually, it's kind of like our experience. Like, I remember we've only met once in person, and that was like at the UCL
London,
the UCL London LAN, and like I was just preparing my tournament, and you were just like, "Hey, you're a strong pig, aren't you?" So yeah, I was like, "Wait, who? Oh yeah, you're Alpha Kenny. You're the guy I raged to because you you seeded me against Spiral." I still resent that, but at this point, it's, you know, Spiral can kick my ass any day. I don't really care. But
it's an honor to have your ass kicked by Spiral.
It is an honor. Just like that guy can go nuts, especially on Osu. Yeah.
Whilst we're on it though, real quick, can I do a quick shout out to you? Your progression in Smash has been amazing.
Oh, thank you, man.
I remember back in the day when you messaged me, like back at the first UFG Smash bracket. That's how long like I've known you, is from the first. You were a supporter from the first day in the first UFG Smash Ultimate, when you were sad about I think you came 7th in the league and you were like a bit.
Oh yeah, I was really mad because I was this close from qualifying to bracket.
Yeah, you were so close because the way it actually works for anyone.
Yeah, and I was just like, am I really that bad? I was like, "Hey man, chill out. You got till next week and you can go in there." I was like, "Okay, I'm sure next week nothing bad will happen." Seeded against Spiral. But yeah, it was, I don't know, my experience, like at that time, I don't think like my experience like playing Smash in general was sort of like very new, because it was I've not played other Smash games like before. Like I wasn't a fan during the Wii U era. I only really saw Brawl clips like after the fact, and Melee, like, you know, fuck that. I was mainly like I said, I was mainly like a CS:GO guy, mainly a Halo guy, and also a Hearthstone guy. Like mainly a Hearthstone guy, though I never reached Legend up until like last December randomly. After deciding to go back to it again. But yeah, I think over the time I got better at Smash just because I surrounded people with people I like and people I like practicing with.
Yeah, you're so great now. You beat Gary twice.
Oh yeah, Gary's free now.
Oh my god,
Gary's free.
Gary, he also goes to Hull Uni.
Yeah, and, I know that he's false reaching.
Literally, throughout my whole 2nd and 3rd year, Gary would be at my house every single day and grinding.
Oh.
Like, and like since after Uni, he's just destroyed me. I've never never been better than Gary since like Uni's finished.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I do think.
Yeah, you just kind of slapped him around, didn't you?
Well, the problem with Gary is just I think it's kind of like the Wi-Fi thing. I'm sure on LAN he'll kick my ass because I think his Squirtle is a lot better than what Wi-Fi really shows. And yeah, in general, I do have a general game plan as DDD against his against Ivysaur, but yeah, it's just sort of just a Wi-Fi thing. I don't think he was playing optimally when we play, and I think Gary will definitely slap me once Slam comes back, as with most people. But yeah, it's just sort of like just a thing really which I got hang to, and I just sort of got it, and slowly over time I've gotten better, and yeah, really blessed. And don't worry, Lysaga, I won't slander Gary too much. But yeah, also shout outs to Heist to Dreamland. We're going to do shout outs at the end as well, but should shout out next Thursday, Heist and Dreamland finals of the team group stands. It's going to be me, Dash, and the unsung LSPU champion Try, and we're going to take that title.
Try is insane. I didn't realize until I watched a lot of streams during the teams last week, like to see what level everyone was at, and then Try came on. I was like, damn, he's
yeah,
good. He's where I wish I'd be now if I carried on playing Smash.
Well,
but I doubt I would be.
Yeah, Try doesn't play that much Smash, at least now. Try is mostly like involved in his own studies, and I keep on trying to persuade him to
keep on trying. Nice.
I already made that joke to Bew because we got him next week. They said, you can't stop the waves, and I said, well, we can try, and they said, oh crap, we can, because if you don't know, off stream Try has completely shat all over Tsunami, like uncharacteristically, like the two best players in the league, like Dark Shadow and Bew, they just get countered by Try, and I don't know why.
Dark SDW?
Yeah, Dark SDW. I just called Dark Shadow because we all know what it means. Come on.
No, it's genuinely just
really?
SDW. That's what everyone calls him.
Now I feel like
it might be Shadow, but I've literally never heard anyone call him Shadow.
Okay, it's kind of like that Spyro KO section. You call him Spyro KO, you get killed. Yeah. So yeah, it's just sort of like with Try, it's just sort of a case of just him prioritizing studies more than anything, and he does also have like a confidence problem. Like I have to like I've really tried to like get him to stop being scared of failing. That's how he managed to clutch like the Bath game out of nowhere, because I just wanted to tell him, like after each game I kept on telling him, like, bro, like it's okay if we lose, like we will accept that, you've done amazingly, just play your hearts out like it's an Elite Smash game, try and win, but do not be scared of losing, because you have not disappointed us at all. And yeah, that's just all the sense. And also quick shout out to Alpha for doing those amazing streams, especially my boy Frozen Freeze, who is the most funny caster I can ever see. Like, oh my god, he's hilarious. Anyway, back on subject. There was a little bit of a side project, a little bit of a nice little homey, nice little wholesome talk, but we need to talk about your current trajectory. So we talked about how you got involved and your sort of experience and some sort of funny stories as part of University of Hull. We can now start to talk about your transition into Smash and fighting games. So you elaborated that you really caught the Smash bug. Elaborate. How did you catch this Smash bug?
Okay. So picture the scene. It's first year. I'm living with brand new people. It's like a few months into the year, and the people that I was living with weren't too much gamers. One of them played Rocket League, and the other people just weren't like gamers at all. And but like they were kind of interested in playing games and stuff. Like after seeing me play games, and so I was like, okay, Mom, can you send me my Nintendo Wii and my copy of Melee and some GameCube controllers? And then she's like, okay. And I had a friend that just bought it up for me, and so we played Melee for a bit. Like this is Melee as in house Melee, I like to call it, where you know, you just kind of spam Link up Smash, and everyone's like, whoa, you're insane, and they're like, you're not allowed to play Link anymore, we're banning you. But then the Smash bug kind of happened when I went to it was like halfway through the year. I was like, okay, I've been kind of putting it off, let's actually go to the Gaming Society event. And they had Smash for Wii U, and I kind of played it once, and I was like, whoa, this is goated. This is amazing. That same day, I bought a Wii U.
Really?
On eBay.
The same day?
Bought an Wii U. Bought a copy of Smash. Well, actually, I bought like it all separate, so there were a bit complications, like the gamepad didn't work, but like that day I literally did it, and then, well, when I went in, I played. There was only one person playing at the time. Well, I went and played. I was like, this is great, and then someone came and joined me, called Michael. We love Michael so much.
No.
He's the most wholesome guy. But he was like, oh yeah, I main random, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll pick Link, you know, but my Link's sick in Melee, my friends say I can't play him, and then he literally goes along the whole first line of characters, and it's Smash for Wii U, so it's like an Ultimate where there's like 15 characters on the line, and he beats my ass with every single one, like periodically, and I'm like, damn, this guy's insane, and then I just kind of like played loads of Smash from there, and started to pick up competitively, and I kind of like boosted Hull from like it was kind of like a casual thing then, but I boosted it to like a more competitive level, and we made the scene there, and it was great. Yeah,
building started from the bottom. Now we're here. I definitely can test that Hull is one of the top university like sort of universities for esports. So you know, if you're going to this pod and you're, you know, a graduate student, you know, you heard from me, Hull's a good choice. Also South Bank, you know, we've got a pretty good show. Some other people are going to be holding it next year, so hopefully it stays. Hopefully it's not dead by the time I come back to this.
Yeah, you can only hope. You never know with the next generation, but you're like, please take on my teachings and learn and become better.
if the people who are taking it over, I think are taking it over, then it's completely fine hands. In fact, probably better. I think their ethic is going to be a lot better. But yeah, so now that we talked about this, we can now talk about sort of the transition after, you know, university. You know, you graduated, or maybe even just near the third year, and you're going towards, you know, UFG and NSC territory. So let's talk a little bit about UFG, shall we? Do you want to talk a little bit about UFG? Let's talk a little bit about UFG.
Sure.
What was the sort of process of building that up, and what were the skills which you learned during that time?
Okay, so it kind of started, the idea of it started when I was, there was an event ages ago. Do you know what Shadow is? The,
yes,
gaming company?
The gaming company that went bust.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cloud gaming company. So, they, ages ago, like, worked through the Newell to try and... No, it wasn't through the Newell. It was through, I think it was UCL. One of the London colleges was trying to set up a
probably the UCL guys. They're the best in London at the moment. Like, can you just quick little joke side tangent? Can you believe they set up the Central London University esports collaboration between UCL, London Economics of Arts, Imperial, and one other, no, King's College, and they didn't involve the most central London university. Like, we're literally dead end. We're like walks away from Buckingham Palace, and they didn't even involve us. I can't believe that.
Oh, no.
Zyro, get on it. Anyway, back to the subject. So you're working towards that.
I've actually just realized. So it was Imperial College London, and they set up an event with Shadow, and the Shadow guys, they like paid for loads of uni reps to, like, around the country to come down to London and go karting and like take us for a meal and stuff, and, you know, just try and be like, yo, now how can we help you? Here's a presentation. What can we do to help you at uni? And we're like, this is amazing, this is cool. But I met someone there from University of Birmingham called Geobreaker, who's really big into the Melee scene. He does quite a lot of work in offline Melee events. Like, he's very good friends with like Wills and stuff. Wills used to be around, go around his house like every day to play Melee and that kind of thing. And I was talking to him, and we were just like, yeah, we should just do something in fighting games for uni. Yeah, why is there no fighting games? And eventually it kind of, a couple months passed. That was kind of like an offhand comment. But a couple months passed, and we're like, I was like trying to get fighting games in, like messaging like the New Orleans to be like, yo guys, can you like add Smash? There's so many people that play Smash. Like, trust me, you guys will like it. It will be great. And I believe at the time it was just a lack of knowledge what Smash was, because someone said at some point, it was during a podcast, I think they had a new podcast, and they were like, well, one of the reasons we don't do Smash is because we don't know what they need. Like at these offline events they have loads of people bringing the old style tellies, and like we don't want to do it wrong. And that's where I was kind of like, okay,
they obviously need an insider. They need an insider now.
Yeah, they just don't know what it is. So instead, I'm gonna do it. And I messaged Gio. I was like, hey, do you want to set something up? We got a cool ass logo, and it just went from there.
So you just sort of just come on, just like, you got someone who's you basically got started networking. Basically, what you're doing is early sort of networking sort of skills, getting to know people from other sort of ends, and then suddenly, having an idea for yourself, and then getting those people together and just creating something bigger than the sum of its parts. Really, yeah, I think that's something. I think everyone else is. Is there some sort of like is that sort of a skill which you sort of like focus on, or is that just something that you sort of learned just being friends, or maybe that's just the key to networking, just trying to hang out with people of similar qualities? Really,
esports networking is a lot of just right place, right time. But if you just talk to enough people in esports, people will recognize your name. Like at the end of the day, we're all a tightly knit community, but once you're in, you're kind of in. Everyone knows you. Like it's not hard to get known. You just need to be active in the community and stuff. And if you're like always entering tournaments, always like giving feedback or asking for advice or want to help out, you're like trying to lend a hand, you'll make the contacts. You'll find them. Like people are always looking for help in esports. And it's a bit hard to get your foot in the door now because like everybody wants to do it, but if you try hard enough, you will find it, and if you're dedicated, you'll do great.
I definitely think it's definitely hard enough as more universities sort of pick up esports as sort of like a course. I've actually got contacts with the Staffordshire guys and the people who run the course over there, and it's sort of like talking about the lab relations and like talk about networking and business types, and it definitely feels like being on the outside, it's impossible. But I definitely know that if you go to a university for a specific thing, then you can definitely sort of, if you try hard enough, you can sort of enter in, considering you talk to the right people and you're right there at the right time. I definitely don't think you need an esports course to get into esports. That's just like getting into like video games without needing like video game design degree. Like you can be someone who's a legal person for video games. Companies need different objects. They don't just need video game designers. But I digress.
At the end of the day, everyone that's currently in esports didn't have the esports course, and like so you don't need it. It might help. It might be great. I don't know. I'm not a staff student, so I couldn't comment. But even if you don't, you can definitely get a foot in esports in the door, and you'll do great if you're dedicated enough.
Yeah, there are folks from the Pig and from the Alpha. So now that we talk about UFG and stuff like that, I thought it might be talking about a new project which you're producing that is with a game called Rushdown Revolt, and I want to sort of talk about building that up, maybe just do a little bit of promotion for this new game that I know you're not a part of it. It's more like a fun thing you're doing well in open alpha, but seeing that you're developing a new project into this game and sort of trying to develop its scene, I wanted to talk about sort of the differences between organizing for that game, where you're just trying to build up that sort of new community, especially in a COVID scenario where you can't really reach out to people in person. And in comparison, look at it with Smash, with a community which is pretty much well established and was going to have its fans, competitive or not, and will always have that sort of transition period.
Well, my main thing with Rushdown Revolt at the moment is it's a really fun game. Everyone should go try it. It's on open alpha right now for like a week. For like until the end of a month.
Okay.
So you got like 2 weeks.
I didn't know it was. I thought it was in closed alpha, but I think I might have been wrong.
It's in open alpha just for this month, and then you still have closed alpha access if you get the Slacker pack, which is like $20 or something. Okay. Which, speaking of, if you enter my tournament that you mentioned, the highest placing player that hasn't already got a Slacker pack will get one. So it's a great opportunity for new players to try it out.
Well, there you go, guys. Get on that. Get grinding. All right. I want to see some players.
But like the difference between Rushdown and Smash is kind of insane. Well, Smash obviously everyone knows like the Smash players and the Smash community. Like Smash UK is huge already at the end of the day. But my main involvement, honestly, I just want to run a fun event. But the reason I love doing events, well, because I love working at NSE, but the problem with NSE for me is that it's all kind of already set up, and obviously I influence like stuff like rule sets and helping the players and everything, but I'm not running my own tournaments. I'm not being just like, oh, okay, let's make Restoration a massive event, let's get everyone in. It's all just leagues that are always happening, so that's why I have so much fun doing these like events like Restoration and, well, Kenny Squared coming up. I named after myself. A bit of a,
yeah, always have to have like a little bit of self-branding, like Restoration Kenny Saga or Kenny
Yeah.
Version 2. Gotta have a little bit of that self-branding to promote yourself, you know. Gotta be the next JP by the end of the summer.
But yeah, the main goal with it, honestly, is just to give me the ability to like, my main, the main thing I like about tournaments is that there's a live stream behind it, and I can go and I can make my live stream as high production quality as I want, because my live stream in general is I love live streaming. It's fun, but I will never upgrade it because I just don't know what I want to. But if I do a tournament, I can come up with a whole color scheme, a whole art design behind that, and then you can do awesome production work and like spend like a week or so just working on the live stream, just making it amazing for one event, and then to never be used again.
Yeah, I've experienced that, but like when it goes wrong, I still remember we did a Smash stream because we did like a big varsity thing against Queen's Belfast, called the Clash of the Capitals, or the Capital Clash or something like that. And their side of the screen, it was exactly what you said. It was super well produced, everything going out. It was like better than most like other university professional streams I've ever seen. And it was the best, like the most professional thing I've ever put the brand into. And then when I did our side, because we did the Smash thing when they did like the CS:GO and the League of Legends side, it completely went downhill because everything went wrong. The video output was shit. My audio quality was shit. The stream was laggy. Everything went wrong, and that's. But you know, I'll still do it again. Obviously better, but you know, it's all about that experience and trying to work with that sort of branding, as you said. And it's all about trying to find stuff which you'd you know, really enjoy and trying to get that out of the community, really. But yeah, so I think we're almost about the end of our allotted 30-minute time frame. So last time we talked with Alex Swan, commentator for Newell, and we talked about sort of his favourite players and stuff like that, and his almost favourite people. Of course, during this entire thing, you've shouted out a bunch of different players, you know, DJ and Gary, talked about some people that you've worked with. You even talked about me for a little bit of time. That was very flattering, thank you. But is there any sort of other particular player which you really enjoy casting, that you really enjoy sort of, you know, watching and seeing the growth of, and why is it Focus Miss?
Honestly, I was like, okay, there's only one player it is. Focus Miss has been there since early UFG days, like with you. And we had this whole meme on stream that whenever Focus Miss was on stream, he was like contractually obligated to pop off and do something cool. Because every single time he came on, like, he would lose off stream, he'd get 2-0, but if he's on stream, you had no chance at beating him. And it just evolved into something, and I'm still so sad that I've never had a chance to play Focus Miss. Because even in those UFC brackets, where we all entered every single week, he was always seated to the other side of the bracket as me.
Like
so. Yeah, I just haven't played him in so many opportunities to play.
Focus Miss, I will say this right now. Focus Miss is the most fun player I've ever played with. And like, yeah, which is weird because, you know, normally with the TK versus DDD matchup, it's usually a complete clown fiesta. Just, me trying to take my spacing and them trying to dash attack me whatever they can to try and get in. But with Focus Miss, it's always us trying to one-up each other. Like I'm trying to do my Gordo plays and trying to use my reads and my slightly better like acceleration speed, and it's always him trying to like out me with like some weird crazy B reverse play. And I always use the phrase "big meaty men slapping meat" when we play, because that's literally how it feels like to ever play that guy. So yeah, shout outs to the man with the man with the Kong.
Forever eluded me.
It also might be on LAN. Whoever knows. I know the guys at Portsmouth, and I know as soon as everything opens up, they'll be right on with opening up LANs again. And yeah, Gary. Also shout out to Gary who's in the chat. We did shout you out earlier. You'll probably have to look at the VOD to catch it up, man. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we will leave off with here. We basically went through your entire sort of journey, and we sort of highlighted some key aspects of your some of your successes. Just try and get stuck in doing what you sort of enjoy. Getting networking, I think, is a very key skill which you've sort of highlighted during that, and sort of just like knowing how to get your name out there and really trying to highlight that as a key aspect of getting into this industry. And I think it was very insightful in that sort of sense. So I think this talk has been amazing. Thank you very much, Mr.
Oh, that's awesome.
Kenny.
Well, I'm glad my random ramblings have
well,
gone to use.
This is all I want this podcast to be, man. Random ramblings, getting the best out of people, just sort of shooting the shit. So yeah, thank you very much. Next, I'm going to be promoting quickly the next sort of Evening with the Pig we have booked, which will be in the next fortnight. You can catch us in early April, where I'll be meeting with the co-founder of the South Bank Elephants Esports Society, and also the current, I think it's the social media manager for Cardiff Crusaders. That'll be Amy Smith, so it'll be the first female guest onto our podcast, and we'll just be talking about our early days setting up the society, talking about different stories from that sort of end, and also talking about how she's putting up now, being such a big position whilst also doing a master's degree. So be ready to be tuning on that. You can follow us at LSBU Esports. You can follow us on Twitch page. We'll be doing a lot more on here starting next week. I'll be announcing that on our Discord to all our LSPU students. And yeah, and again, finally, thank you very much for coming onto our podcast, Kenny. It's been an honor. And
Thank you for inviting me and being such a great host.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. It's always been a pleasure.
How come I didn't get a cherry soda? There's
you didn't get a cherry soda
on the table.
Oh, well, you are a TV. You're a TV, bro. I can't. What am I supposed to do? Supposed to just deposit the cherry cola and
send it through the fax, okay?
All right, I'll fax it. I'll fax it. You don't have to worry. Cool. We'll have to do. I didn't have it right with me, so we can do that sort of that meme that won you that award and go through. Here you go. Here you go.
That was unpracticed as well. That was the first time we did it. We were like, let's do this. It will be great, and we discussed it, but we didn't practice it. And the handoff went beautifully. The timings were accidentally insanely good.
Well, all the best things comes as surprises. But thank you very much for joining our podcast. We peaked at 10 viewers right at the end, but don't worry, guys. You can check out the VOD on our channel for the first 2 weeks, and I'll also be putting up an edited version with nice, chill Animal Crossing music up onto our YouTube channel. So I'll see you guys then. See you on the flip side, guys. Bye.